that he's live. Okay. Okay. What is good, everybody? It is the Godfather of VR, the ageless one of the man, Lincoln Clay, coming back at you with a live stream. And today, I want to talk about an evolution in VR that I think is going to take place. May take a couple of years for it to blossom the way I hope it will, but the groundwork has been laid. So you might hear my son in the background. He's playing Pavlov. So a couple of days ago, Totally Baseball came out, and I streamed it, and I think I had a decent amount of views, considering I don't know. I think it did. For my channel, I think it did a decent amount of views. With my channel, 100 views on up is considered good. So, in any case, Totally Baseball, in my opinion, as like the title says, it completed the sports VR circle, meaning that just about any sport, there's something for you in VR. And so if you want to play some form of football, you got it. You want to play some form of hockey, you got it. Want to play some form of golf, you got it. And I think that lays the groundwork for the future of sports in VR. And I think it's going to go to the next level when PSVR 2 comes out. Not so much because of PSVR 2 itself, but because it will give publishers another major revenue stream. So I've said this a million times, why we need VR to go mainstream. And so the big publishers, the Activisions, the EAs, and who have you will get on board and start putting some of their big franchises on VR. And in the case of EA, I would love to see, their sports titles go in VR. Madden, NHL, and I think they're supposed to be bringing back college football. So even that in VR, I would love to see. And as I said, we need VR to go mainstream in order for that to happen, which is why we needed Microsoft to get on board. I think they're going to get on board, especially, the hiring of the guy that did the Alien Isolation VR mod. I don't think that signals that Microsoft is getting ready to make that VR move, but what I think it could signal is maybe any of the Halo games that are on Steam, maybe they could get VR support, but I don't think Microsoft is quite ready to go full steam ahead with VR just yet. I think they're probably going to wait and see what happens with Sony before they make a move. But in any case, the groundwork has been laid. Now, all these VR sports titles that I speak of, that's available now, they may be low budget, looking games, may not have impressive graphics, but we still have them. And all these titles that we have, sooner or later somebody will come along and make a better version of these games that's out right now. But what we needed was for somebody to take that first step in every sport. And now the first step has been taken. So somebody will come along and make a better baseball game. Somebody will come along and make a better football game, what have you. So I'm really excited about that. And to name a few games, the Total League Baseball will get the multiplayer later on this year. Let me see. The developer of Experience Golf Club, I'm in his Discord, and he has July 12th as a target date for multiplayer, to like in a test phase. And if they can get through it without any problems, then I guess he's going to pick, a solid date to put out an update, and then that's when the multiplayer will go public. So I'm really excited about that too, and I'll definitely, you'll definitely see it coming my way. But out of all the VR sports titles that's supposed to come up, Thrill of the Fight 2 is without a doubt my most anticipated sports title. So while we're on that, what I want to do over the next 2 or 3 weeks, speaking of these VR sports titles, what I want to do is break them down and talk about these games in their current state, and then talk about what I would like to see happen moving forward, as the developer might want to make improvements to the game, or if somebody comes along and makes a better game, some of what I would like to see happen. So, so that's something I'd like to do over the next month, is break down the current state and break down the current game, and then see what I would talk about, what type of improvements I would like to see, in the future. So, so keep your eyes open for that kind of stuff, because like the baseball game, totally baseball, I don't need to go too deep into that. What I'm hoping for when the multiplayer comes out, I'm just hoping it gives you an option to choose between playing somebody with the cannon pitch or the manual pitch. So as simple as that. Other than that, I don't have a problem with the baseball game. I totally understand that, the developers of this game said it in so many words that all they're really doing is just laying the groundwork, and they hope that, other people will come along and develop sports titles. So basically, so many words, it sounds to me like they're hoping somebody will come along and take this to the next level, a huge publisher. So, but that game itself, it's got graphics right out of Alt Space. I get it, and it looks arcadey, but I don't care. It's a full-blown baseball game with manual pitching. I did a stream on it now, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. So with that, because this isn't going to be a very long stream, but with that, I'd like to say that by the end of the year, I think I'm going to make a move towards transitioning towards being a VR sports channel. A lot of the content, Def Floyd, what's up? A lot of the content that I have right now is still going to be there, but I want to put more of a focus on becoming a VR sports title. And I think the time is right to do it because, as I said, we have every sport, just about every sport that you can think of is playable in VR in some way, shape, or form. So I think there's going to be a market for that years from now, and it's going to grow. And I want to grow with it. I want to be a part of this. And this isn't something, you love the VR stuff? Cool. This isn't something that I'm trying for a couple of months, and if it doesn't work, then I'll scrap it and try something else. I plan to live or die with this move because you guys that follow my channel know that that I'm Floyd Mayweather's first cousin. So it's probably a no-brainer that I'm a competitor. I was an athlete for most of my life. I'm still in pretty good shape for my age. And I guess that's one of the reasons why a lot of video games that I played always, wanted the multiplayer for the competition aspect of it. And that was really fun when I used to do those Creed streams, and I used to talk a lot of trash, that kind of stuff. That's what I'm going to be doing when I make this move to VR sports. And I also want to start up a VR sports community. So right now, I've got a Discord, and I've had this Discord for about a year and a half, but I've never opened it to the public because given how much I work and the lifestyle that I live, the Creed streams were epic. Hey, it's going to come back. When Thrill of the Fight 2 comes out, you're going to see me talking mad shit. Yeah, JD Max, I want to gravitate towards being a VR sports channel. I mean, the stuff that I'm doing now is still going to be there, especially ACC Friday, doing a set of Course of Competition with Ham and the crew. That's not going anywhere. I'm still going to do that. I'm still going to do first-person shooter Mondays because a lot of the first-person shooter games that we play in VR are multiplayer. Therefore, it's sort of a competition to me, so that's not going anywhere. So I think what's probably going to happen is that I'm not going to be putting the focus on reaching out to devs the way I've been over the past few months. Transition into a VR sports title. This is something that I want to do, and again, I'm going to live or die on this. So to give you, to be a little more specific about what I'd like to do, again, I want to open up my Discord to the public. I'm going to open up my Discord to the public here in a few months, and I'm going to have channels for like the VR sports titles, for racing, for Echo VR, the table tennis games, any basketball, a basketball channel, a football channel, a baseball channel, and you can come there and talk about any of those VR sports, in those specific channels. And I also want to have hardware channels, a Oculus channel, a Vive channel, a Valve Index channel. And what I also want to do from the VR sports part of it, being a VR sports channel, what I want to do is like, for instance, maybe every Sunday, what I might want to do is select somebody from the Discord, and on that particular Sunday, I might play that person in Racket Fury table tennis and stream it. Or the next week, I might play them in Totally Baseball and stream it. Or the next week, I might play them in Experience Golf Club because, the multiplayer is coming for that pretty soon, and stream it. But to add a little spice to it, I'm going to be talking trash. So that's the direction I want to go with that. And when Thrill of the Fight 2 comes out, and that's multiplayer, that's where I'm going to be doing my most trash talking. So that's what I want to do with that. And the Creed thing, that Floyd, you said the Creed streams were epic, but I think somebody made a good point that games like Creed weren't going to have much longevity because it's a workout. And there's going to be a lot of people that don't want to stand up and move around with these games, especially if they work. They're going to want to come home and sit down, so they're more likely to play a game where they sit down and don't move. But to me, competitors, they like to move around. They like to push their body and see what they can do. And VR gives you a little bit of an avenue for that. Like in a game like Thrill of the Fight would be the perfect game where you'd be able to test your body. So I'm also keep an eye open for that, because I think maybe in a week or two, I'm going to do a stream of what I would like to see happen with Thrill of the Fight 2. In fact, I was talking to my son about a couple of ideas that I have that I'm going to contact the developer. Space Citizen, what's up? Like, for instance, here's one of the ideas that I have for Thrill of the Fight 2. I don't expect I don't expect the developer to answer, but I'm gonna try anyway. One of the ideas that I have for Thrill of the Fight 2 is maybe see if he would like to have my uncles, Jeff Mayweather and Floyd Mayweather Sr., do some sound bites for the game, you know. So like maybe in between rounds when you're sitting down and you can have one of them as your cornerman. You could maybe have Jeff's voice saying, "Hey, look, you're down on points. He's blocking a lot of your upper bodies. You know, he's blocking your headshots, so go after the body." Or in the case of Floyd Sr., like, you know, he might say something like, "Look, you're getting whooped out there. You got to push yourself," you know, something like that. And have them in the corner. Because, you know, the fight night games of the past where you have a cornerman talking to you, they giving you instructions based on the data that the game is receiving. You know, if you having trouble getting headshots in, the game's going to tell you to go to the body and so forth. So I'd like to see something like that used in Thrill of the Fight 2. So I'm going to reach out to the developer and ask him if he'd be interested in having my uncles do some sound bites for the game. And if he says yes, I'm going to go back to my uncles and ask them if they'd be interested in doing it. And if they say yes, then I'm going to, you know, here, you guys exchange information. Here's his. You guys talk. I'm out of it now, you know, because I would just get the gratification of seeing it happen. So that's one of the ideas that I have. But in any case, I'm going to be talking a lot of trash, and Thrill of the Fight is probably going to be one of them. I'm going to talk a lot of trash, talk about what I'm going to do. I'm going to mess his face up, this, that, this. Lincoln Clay, a millennial or ageless wonder? I would definitely say an ageless wonder, given my age, and even with me having diabetes, I still think that I'm in fair health. Definitely. Speaking of which, I also got to get my cardio in today. So if anybody wants to see me play Thrill of the Fight, I will be doing that later on today on Twitch. So make sure you follow me on Twitch. So let me grab a drink here. So originally I had planned to take you guys through sport by sport and show you all of the games that we got in VR, but I don't really think there's any need for it, you know. But just a quick rundown, you know, for baseball now, we've got Totally Baseball, fully playable in VR. For boxing right now, we've got Thrill of the Fight, which unfortunately is just single player. And we've got Creed for the player versus player. For football, we got 2MD Football, and they're constantly updating that game, which I'm going to do an update stream on that. And my ultimate goal would be to see them put a multiplayer in that game as well, which I'm sure that's on their mind because, you know, they pretty much said they're always trying to update the game and, you know, and enhance the play of it. So the latest update involved, you know, actual players in there instead of tackle dummies or robots. So I'm definitely going to do a stream on that, a catch-up stream on that. So for football, we got 2MD Football. And if anybody has the VR Sports Challenge, you can play the football part of that. For basketball, I've streamed Gym Class. That's a full-blown basketball game on a regulation-size court with a regulation-size rim.
Can you clean the controller one more time? It's still drifting.
Look in the bottom of that cabinet right there and grab that spray that's got the red straw attached to it. In the corner to your right. Excuse me, folks. I've got to clean this controller as it is suffering from drift. How long did it take before it started drifting? Okay, sorry about that, folks. So I broke down for baseball. We got Totally Baseball. I mentioned the games that we got for football. For basketball, we've got Gym Class. Again, that's a multiplayer game, fully playable, regulation size court, regulation size rim. There's a couple other basketball games out there, but I definitely like Gym Class. The only thing was that I recommended that they do something about the dribbling because it's hard to control the ball, and it's kind of hard to play a team game if you can't even control the ball. So I haven't been back to the game yet, but the developer said that he would work on the dribbling. So we've got that. Golf. This is a shame. Experience Golf Club. That game is on the Oculus Quest, but the game is a great game. It's $15. Unfortunately, it's buried in App Lab. But if you're interested if you're interested in playing that game, you can go back to one of my Experience Golf Club streams, and the link is in the description. If you're interested in that game, that is a great game. I'm in this Discord, and July 12th is his target date for the multiplayer, which is going to be the test phase. And if it works with no hassles, then the public, the multiplayer being open to the public will soon follow. So we got a fully playable golf game in VR, this multiplayer. So, so we got football, basketball, baseball, golf. And then for hockey, we got pickup hockey, which is a really old game that I guess was around since the Oculus Go, but it's still a multiplayer game. It's got Roblox type graphics, but it's still a fully playable golf game. It's still a fully playable hockey game. And so it's, as I was saying, these games are the foundation. These games are the games where somebody needed to take that first step. In order for us to eventually get a Madden fully playable in VR, somebody's got to take that first step. And then it's got to evolve from there. And so I feel like the developers of 2MD Football are one of the developers who've taken that first step. These developers of Totally Baseball, I guess it's just like a group of guys who just got together and decided to make a game. They took the first step in baseball. So maybe a few years from now, if Sony, assuming they still have the MLB The Show license, if they're still interested in making those games, if they were to do that fully playable in VR, which would be a dream of mine, the first step had to be taken. And these games that I'm speaking of right now are the first step. It's the foundation. So I'm pretty sure 3-4 years from now, there's going to be more sports games coming along where somebody takes it to the next level, especially where the VR headset is starting to turn into a fierce competition now, where it seems like every time you look around, there's a new and improved headset coming out with better specs. So I think as the hardware gets better, it's going to allow devs to do more with these games. So these sports games are going to evolve. I think they're going to look better and be more immersive with more features. What do we have as far as what other sports can I think of? We got Echo VR. To me, it feels like zero-G soccer or zero-G hockey. I would more say zero-G soccer. That game will always be a great game. I'm not going to lie, though. Once they opened it up to the Quest, I was excited about that game until I got in there and heard all the kids. It's still a fun game, and I still play it, but you definitely can't avoid the kids. I mean, you hear the kids in the lobby. The kids don't really play the game that much. They just hang out in the lobby. But when you go into an actual game, there's really not that many kids playing. And it's still very competitive. These guys are pretty good at that game. So that's another game. Table tennis, you've got Racket Fury table tennis, and you got 11 table tennis. Both of them are great games. I prefer Racket Fury, but 11 table tennis, their online is set up better. So you're more likely to find a game in 11 table tennis. But I like Racket Fury better. I think it's got better sound effects. And both of them are Sims. I can't say one of them plays better than the other, but I definitely like the sound effects of Racket Fury better. And I'd probably say 11 table tennis, it's probably got some better some better scenes. Let's see, what other sports do we have? On the PC side of it, we've got the sim racers, and once the PSVR 2 comes along, and assuming GT7 gets full VR support, that's going to make a huge dent in VR sim racing. So we'll have that. We've still got games like Wipeout Omega Collection. I consider that a sport. It's a form of racing, and it's multiplayer. And so, yeah, I think this is going to evolve, and I want to be a part of that. And so it's not going to be boring. When I make this transition and start streaming some of these games again, I'm going to be doing a lot of trash talking. It don't matter what the sport is. The trash talking is going to be in good taste. I'm not going to get personal and talk about somebody's mother or something like that, because I don't want it to get like that. I wanted to be the kind of trash talk where we laugh together and you not, get mad and start trying to find a way to dox me or some shit like that. It's going to be all in good taste, all in good fun. It'll be the kind of trash talking where both of us can laugh, when it's all over. So definitely check that out. And so wow, I'm really looking forward to this future. So but multiplayer games, I said it before, my content right now, the way it is, it's still going to be that way. It's just not going to be the top priority, though. So you'll still see me playing games like Star Wars Squadrons. You'll still see me playing a lot of first-person shooter games too, because those are multiplayer games and they're competitive. So I could see that, I could look at that as a sport, so to speak. So that stuff will still be there too. So that's where we're headed. I want to complete this transition by the end of the year. And like I said, I'm going to open my Discord up here in a couple of months so we can start getting everything in place. And as far as creating a sports community with my Discord, in addition to picking a person, for the Sunday game of the week every week, who knows, maybe, if the community grows, maybe I'll organize some tournaments with some kind of prize involved. So yeah, I think we're getting ready to make that move. I mean, if the guys who developed Totally Baseball told me, I feel like they seen it. They seen the vision of sports. Sports VR titles are going to grow. The esports stuff are going to grow in VR. I mean, wow. I mean, I never thought I would have so much fun when I played Solaris on the PlayStation VR. Very quick pace game. My feeling on it was kind of mediocre on PC, but when I played it on PlayStation VR, I had a lot of fun with it. So you'll see me playing that kind of stuff too, the Solaris type stuff. I had a lot of fun playing Hyperdash with Ham VR. You'll see me playing that kind of stuff again. So it's just, the bottom line is it's going to be VR sports focused, but I'm almost willing to try anything that's competitive. Are you truly an ageless wonder? We're going to find out. Once I make this transition and start playing these VR titles, we're going to find out if I'm the ageless wonder or not. So, but yeah, I mean, like testing my age and pushing my body to the limit. Like when I play Thrill of the Fight, out of all the fights that I've had on that game, I think I only lost twice. And one of them I got caught off guard and got knocked down. The other one I lost and got knocked out because I got tired. I had my opponent in trouble and I tried to finish him, and I ran out of gas in real life and couldn't throw any punches, and therefore I was having a hard time protecting myself because I was so tired, and I ended up getting knocked out in that fight too. So I learned my lesson. I learned to pace myself, and I would love to be in that kind of a situation in real life. You know, when Thrill of the Fight 2 comes out, I hope they don't make it an arcade game like Creed, where people can throw, you know, 3 punches and you're already knocked down. I want it to be a situation where you have to come in with a game plan, you have to execute it, you have to have the patience to let this game plan play out over the course of 3, 4, 5, 6 rounds. So like, if I plan on knocking somebody out and I think I need to go to the body to get them out of there first, I would like it to be tactical in real life boxing, where I got to spend like maybe 6 rounds beating up his body, you know, to make him bring his hands down and inflict enough damage on him that he needs to start protecting his body. And then I can go for the head and start trying to knock him out. I don't want a situation where, like on Creed, where if you put together like a 4-punch combo, your opponent is already knocked down. And not only that, in Creed, you have 1 minute rounds, and the round is over as soon as somebody gets knocked down or when the 1 minute is up, whichever comes first. With Thrill of the Fight 2, I hope he does it just like the game is right now. I want to be able to fight a real life person, 12 rounds, 3-minute rounds, 1 minute breaks in between, and make the health meter such where a fight doesn't end after 2 rounds. I want to test my body and see if I have the stamina to go 12 rounds against a live opponent. You know, I want to have a situation where, in addition to try to inflict damage, try to avoid taking damage, and then you know, play out a chess match where I'm trying to come up with a game plan to get this person out of here. So I really hope that the game pretty much stays the way it is right now, aside from, you know, whatever he plans for the multiplayer. So really excited about this future, and stay tuned. We're gonna start getting this ball rolling in a couple of months, and now I hope you'll stay with me through this transition. A lot of the stuff that I do now a lot of the stuff that I do now is still going to be there. It's just, you know, sports is probably going to take that top spot. Sports VR, a lot of trash talking, a lot of different games I plan on playing. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and get on out of here. And I think this got the point across what I'll be taking up all day. Thanks for watching, everybody. Really appreciate it. And so pretty soon here, I'm going to get ready to play Thrill of the Fight on Twitch. And from there, I think I want to do another Totally Baseball stream, which I will do that here on YouTube because the first stream went pretty well, but I had a mic issue. My mic wasn't working for whatever reason. So that's another reason why I want to come back and do that stream again. So keep your eyes open for both of those. If you follow me on Twitch, then you'll be able to catch both of them. So I'm going to box a little bit on Twitch, and then I'll come back and play some baseball on YouTube, assuming I'm not dead from the boxing match. So that is my agenda for the weekend. Definitely tune in. We'll see you guys in a little while. You guys know the line. Wakanda forever. Long live the king, and deuces.